rise and like, subscribe, and bang the gavel, baby.
All rise, order in the court. Friday the 13th. That was Friday the 13th. For those of you who didn't know that, well, that's what it was. Myself, Credence, and Mike the Legend, ready for a busy Friday. I hope.
I hope so too. Maybe even busier than we think. That would be great.
Maybe. You never know. We got a case. It's time. Let's do this. Everybody jumping in. Hope it's going good so far. Got some live Zoom court drama unfolding in front of our very eyes.
Thank you, Angela. When Judge Holmes is
Yes.
in
Now,
Kansas.
Mr. Bell, let me do this. You understand that you had
No,
three
Texas,
options.
excuse
You could
me,
either
Texas.
plead not guilty, or no contest. Do you understand?
He told me guilty.
Did he just say
Okay.
I said guilty. I said guilty or no contest.
He said,
what?
Okay.
He told me to play. I took the advisory where I signed the paper of guilty, and then it was said, told you yes, no contest, guilty. Yes.
Wow.
To say yes.
So are you choosing to plead guilty or are you pleading no contest?
My attorney told me to plead no contest.
Okay, well, I'm asking you, how do you want to plead?
I would like to plead no contest.
Oh, okay.
My
There's no
attorney
guilty.
advised me, see, if you sign right here, you get.
It was supposed to be guilty, and now he's changing it up to no contest.
Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure that you understand that
That is Langston Adams right there, isn't it?
that's
That was the attorney that they sent me last time.
yeah, that's
Okay, I just want to make sure that I say the right thing because that's what the attorney advised.
okay. Now, Mr.
Mr.
Bell,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that you understand how you're pleading and that you are entering the plea of either guilty, no contest, or
That's
not
what
guilty.
I'm saying. No people in my registered. Mr. Langston Adams told me yes, authorized.
Okay, let me ask you this here.
I think Mr.
If
Adams wants to
did
say
not tell you
something.
to plead no contest, how would you plead?
As a preference of my own,
He left.
as a preference of legal term and terminology, I accepted where he was suited.
Hi, Jen.
Yes,
I like your trainings, are you?
He said we should see to plead no contest. And I said,
Was he trying to talk, and maybe he's just going out and coming back in, or did he just leave? Oh, there he is.
there
All
he
right,
Right.
Mr.
So
Potato Head
let
is
me ask
back.
you this: is that your desire to plead no contest?
He told me, he said it would be advice to you if you are really going to be sick.
I thought Riley Martin was dead.
I did too.
And this is and that says no contest.
Oh, this here says
Okay,
it
do
was
you understand the difference between guilty
my
and no contest?
litigator, Mr. Adams, told me.
Well, actually, I really know the difference where I have been taken as on February 3rd mentally disturbed. I was brought a type of area of culture when I was trying to go directly on Calder Street to work.
He's been drunk for about 5 decades or so,
and then when I told him, I
comes
said,
off
I
that way.
just looked up as a disease called schizophrenia. The doctor explained to me, as I told the other officer, is that me and my mother went to see before Dr. Johnston died, and that was his name, Dr. Johnston. He said, my term is Jiggle, but Kevin will never.
The attorney fell asleep.
He said there is no cure for schizophrenia. However, he suffers with
probably because he's had hours of conversations with this dude about what he needs to do, and now he's
Look at that.
to see his.
That's my guess.
For observation in even to what I was told to go to when I'm having problems where it's across the street where they have the Holmes to where it's part of the same lesson that
This
we
is
learned
Judge Holmes.
about
That's Judge
different types of
Holmes.
diseases that are.
Damn it, Judge Holmes.
I am so confused now.
With psychosis.
Is Terrence on the
It's a
stand?
mental disease. But like I said, when Dr. Coupon, at the Ag building where the Spindle Top Crisis Index Center is.
So is
had a
this
history
guilty
of
or
schizophrenia.
not guilty
And
or
before
no
Dr.
contest?
Johnson died, he
It's almost
explained
like
to
he's just
me
having a
and my
conversation with the guard, which I believe we could just see the sleeve of.
Uh-huh.
Your Honor, if I
And then my advice
You ever
to
seen
last night,
Airplane?
I
Because
had
it's kind of
given
reminded me of that.
in
moment.
February, I said, I've been here since February on the first and I was trying to get admitted to the Baptist hospital way back then, but then when I say, but when it was like, and I was just trying to go to
Either
the area of
Mr. Bell
Harvard,
here
I said,
is
well,
going for the
I was trying to get
greatest
some mental
insanity
help
plea
before
I've
I had
ever seen.
breakdown, also take a very, very description of what
Or he
got
just loves the talk.
So some people examine the
Can you
situation.
imagine? This is Adam's face on a
Other than
Friday,
that,
halfway or
different
more
type
through the
of,
day. Can you imagine what a Monday looks
Oh,
like? when this
Mr.
would happen?
Bell, hold on a minute.
Your Honor, and I just want to point at this point in
Filibuster.
Robbie Rob.
during the plea, Your Honor, is that on page 3 of Dr. Groupon's report, he made
Dr.
certain
Groupon?
findings after finding that the defendant was competent. According to the doctor, he says that Mr. Bell understands his current legal charge and he understands adequately the legal proceedings. He went on to say that although there
You're
is
about
some
to sleep, would you,
mental illness,
RJ?
he does possess the sufficient ability to communicate with his attorney in a reasonable degree of rational understanding, Judge. I just wanted to point that out to the court that we've got Dr. Groupon who made those with regard to this.
like I was saying, I was only saying that when he advised me to see yes. I was only trying to admit where it is a part of the same type of description of what it is called being responsible for the actions that you are incarcerated for. Especially when the actions that when before you are told are no rights, but then when you are taking a risk and then you have a class B misdemeanor warrant.
I'm just wondering if he's saying anything relevant or if the gloved judge just.
Judge, for the purpose of time, if you just want to put on the sheet guilty instead of no contest, it won't make bother me one way.
No. I'm just, I was just
What are you doing?
trying
Mike?
to, I asked him one
He
question.
wants the 10 days so he
I
can get out of
understand,
jail.
yeah, we're not even there
Morning.
yet. I'm just trying to say, I'm looking at intelligently, knowingly, and
Like
voluntarily.
I said, it's a part about psychosis is part like what is the description? Different type of chemicals that are not even part of the same imbalances. Always looking at the balances that are part of balances that are just part of mental disorders that are promoted, but a fluid that was a part of the brain when they explained at the center when the very
But
professional
I'm glad the
people that
advertising
worked
is working.
they say, well, it's just like a fluid that is in the brain that is not retelling it rather to rejuvenate when
So
it's
that's
important.
not-
I go to work like a I had a video. It's cool.
I believe
But,
I have
like,
all the
when you
answers
break
to
it,
everything
like,
he's
you
saying.
Apologize to the defendant.
Mr. Bell,
Again, if we could, my suggestion.
He was just at a golden
It's like
corral
when
for
it's
lunch.
like
Terrence
fluid
was,
that makes the
judge-
cells in different sides of the brain when
we
it's
forgot to take off
it's
the
most
glove.
lucrative. But there were opioid crisis at the time when I went to this.
Opiate
opioid
And
crisis.
then some practices,
I got that.
some of the medications that I had taken in the criminal justice system were was,
If we can mute him for me.
but they were a little.
Yeah. I need, well, let's,
My suggestion would be that we focus on whether or not he can understand the nature of these.
I'm just being honest because I suffer with schizophrenia. I suffer.
Nina.
And if he can-
But the doctor over at the Ag building before he died, Dr. Joseph, explained to me and Miss Chambers,
Yeah.
I believe he just
that-
told us Jason
Kevin
Voorhees
will
is
never
still
be-
alive.
Oh,
Eh.
I understand, Mr. Bell.
That's just absurd, but Kevin would never be here.
Mr.
I think he said he wanted to do no contest too, though. He did say that.
Yeah, he, I
And
mean,
and Mr.
In the
Liv
beginning,
said,
I'm
not sure where he's at now, like-
He, no contest, and you go to that.
yeah, he said a lot of stuff.
So, Mr. Bill, are you ready to go forward with your case?
I think he just
You
told us
done
the
all
secret of
that?
As a
life.
matter of fact,
Let's-
I came here on a class B misdemeanor. I came here on a class B misdemeanor warrant for
Mr.
and that was in February.
Mr. Deputy Monty.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, could you just hold up on Mr. Bell for a minute? I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Mr. Stabler. We have him
Okay.
in court, and Mr. Adams.
But I'm listening to the judge. Shh, be quiet so I can hear. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Judge. Say it again.
Yeah, just hold on to Mr. Bell for a few. We're gonna have to come back to him. I'm gonna go ahead on and do this other case. Let me put him on. I'm gonna go ahead on and put him on mute.
Okay.
He's still gonna be talking to
Okay,
the
just
whole
hold
thing,
on a
just so you
minute.
know.
Okay,
This is
Mr.
Rodney Martin.
I got Mr.
The
Stabler.
Beyondians will be here. before you
Do the
know it.
right thing.
Give me
Yeah,
a
how are
raise.
I am not fucking impressed.
Hey, watch that language, Riley. Jesus. it's a
Easy
kid
does
show.
it. Oh, Riley Martin. Shout out
Hey,
to
man.
Which one?
Willie Fistagash.
6, 7.
You jerk.
Okay, I got that. I get it. You can set it right there. Stabler.
I feel like he's looking at me, Creed.
Man, I've got to stay alive.
Wow, don't look at him in the eyes. That's frightening.
That's intense. Feel like I went on a
You
journey.
understand?
Okay,
What?
court is in session in
You
two
will
cases.
not
First case is cause number
control my
330-372. Second case is cause number 330-568. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Christopher J. Stabler. or
No
Christopher
kidding.
John
When, as
Stabler.
soon as he said no
Mr.
contest, it's
Stabler, is
fine.
that your full name?
Fine. Let's do it.
Mr.
Go.
Stabler, would you please
Next.
raise your right hand? Mr. Stabler, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? so
If
help you
Mr.
God?
Stabler's learned anything,
Mr. Stabler,
start
you may put your
rambling.
hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Stabler?
Ever
I'm doing
my
fine. Thanks for
family
asking.
and fuck with it.
6-8. So he's pleading on the unlawful carrying a weapon case.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Mr. Stabler, I have before me an information that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This information alleges that
It was
On or
good.
about
enjoyed it.
July 25th of 2020.
Florida Friday today. I know
while
we
you
got
were
to
in Jefferson
chase
County,
that 405.
Texas, that you committed the class A misdemeanor offense of unlawfully carrying a weapon while engaging in criminal activity. Mr. Stabler, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Listen, if you're going to commit a crime,
And to this charge, Mr. Stabler, how
Drop
do you
your
plead?
weapon.
Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
he's still
Now,
trying
are you
to-
pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are
This
you
is how it
pleading no
works, Judge
contest
Holmes. I hope
because you
you're
do not wish
listening.
to fight or contest the charges?
No, sir.
Are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight the charges or contest the charges?
Thank you, phone guy. $10.
Now,
Get the
Mr.
Friday
Bruce Smith, are you
started.
waiving a record in Mr. Stabler's case?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Hallelujah.
Mr. Stabler, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment.
Riley, can you watch your mouth,
Stabler, do
please?
you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Stabler, there are a set of initials on the line that's titled NOLA contingent, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Sir.
You did?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir. It is.
And on the next document, which is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
If
Yes,
the
sir.
judge has
And
learned
is this your
anything,
signature on
if
this
you're
document?
going to do anything in life, wear
And
gloves. I
At the
mean, it
top
keeps
of
you
this
out of
document,
all
there are two
kinds of
boxes
trouble.
that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. And the next box that's, no, first, do you understand that?
Yes.
The next box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yep.
I also have before me, Mr. Stabler, a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr.
What?
Stabler, before you sign and initial all these
Elrod?
documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Smith, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir. It is.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Judge Holmes down there seems to be being kind of quiet, but he's really freaking me out. Like, Friday the 13th.
Stabler, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
What faces he's making are the
States,
best.
I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. You like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2, the
Yeah.
probable cause affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor, state offers both states 1 and 2.
Okay.
No objection, State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Smith, you've advised and counseled Mr. Stabler. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Stabler, your attorney, Mr. Smith, has advised and counseled you. Are you
I know
satisfied
who
with his
this guy is.
representation?
It's I don't know if you ever seen the
Has
movie
he
The
provided
Last
fully effective
Dragon.
and competent legal
Show
representation?
I
no.
believe so, yes.
Mr. Stabler,
Step
I
on
will
my
accept
Converse.
your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find
I think he's
that
possessed.
there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea.
All right,
and
so
the
this
unlawful
is it.
carrying of a weapon case bearing
Let me
cause
set
number
the scene.
330568, the state
Small
recommended
cabin on
confinement
the lake.
in the Jefferson County Jail. for
Bunch of
36
teenagers just
days.
showed up.
However, we're asking that the court give him credit for the
Our
6
friend
days
here drives up
of
on a bicycle and says,
making this
"You're
time
all
frame,
doomed.
the
You're
agreement.
all
We're
doomed."
asking that with regard to.
And
the
then
court
rides
costs,
away.
Yeah, that the court use that same 60 days to
Invest
tax
with me,
retire
shall
the
you?
court cost. Additionally, the state is agreeing to dismiss the companion.
Who's the one and
case,
only
protective of
master?
The violation of protection.
Show
case
no.
hearing in cause number 330372.
He's using his brain powers.
Chapter 1245 Texas Penal Code, and the defendant has likewise agreed to forfeit the weapon.
In a minute, the
in
judge
the
will have a
case. We
headache.
filed a motion. One issue with that motion, Judge, is there was no serial number listed for the weapon.
Oh, he's possessed, all right.
In the report or.
I like when he's just rambling. I don't even know
attached
what's
a,
going on in this other case. I'm so
Oh, I
invested
could give
in
two
watching
shits
him.
about what's happening in Mr. Stabler's
I
case.
just watched
the
him.
best I could identify.
Star of the show. And
but
Terrence,
there is no serial-
smart.
serial
You know, he
number.
wants to keep those YouTube numbers up. So he said, you know what? We'll just let you hang out
We
for
got
the
you.
day.
Right
And I'm just
here.
going to pause it.
A star is born.
Okay, let me do this here.
Spice it up,
Mr.
though.
Stabler, in cause number
The Boy Scout troop.
330568,
Spice
the
it up.
state is offering that you serve 60 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you've already served 60 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore,
By
you'll be
the
getting
way,
credit for time
We
served.
just established a while
The
ago, this
court
guy
cost in this
is
case, Mr. Stabler,
competent to stand
is
trial.
$342. But you would not have
Says
to pay
who?
the $342 because the time that you spent in jail has already paid off.
He's a perfect
Therefore,
candidate
The court
today,
costs will be
for
taxed and retired.
Friday the
And the state
13th.
will be dismissing
Oh, he is. He really is.
cause number 330, excuse me, cause number 330372. Mr. Stabler, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you think that the state's offer in this case is fair and just?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you
Got it.
accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay. And also part of this plea bargain agreement, you'll be forfeiting the weapon in cause number,
That's what I'm thinking, Carol.
okay, in this cause number 330568. Mr. Stabler, I have a motion to forfeit the weapon before me.
Yes.
Do you recognize this
Sure.
motion?
Yes.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before
my
you
muse.
signed this document, did your attorney go over this document with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did he
Did
create
you
frame or is he
read
just really?
everything?
Oh, no,
You
he
read and
didn't.
understand
No,
everything
no,
that
he,
the attorney
yeah,
went
he,
over?
he
Yes, Your
definitely did.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor. That's-
No, he is.
And this weapon will be forfeited to the Beaumont Police Department. The court is going to grant the state's motion to forfeit. And now, let me do this again. Mr. Stabler, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that it's fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state, Mr. Stabler. And I'm getting ready to sign the
I could get ready for
Motion to
today's
forfeit that has
first
been-
exclusive NFT of the day.
motion to dismiss that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office in cause number 330372.
I mean, it's hard when you've got such an amazing subject.
This is the 13th.
That works.
Darth Ridiculous.
Darth
Okay,
Nihilus.
Mr. Stabler,
Yes, sir.
I just signed a motion to dismiss in cause number 330372. Mr. Stabler, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney. And right there, yeah, stand on the X next to your attorney. You're gonna follow the directions.
Is
of
it
the
me
clerk.
or is he getting
Once you
more
finish following the
agitated by
directions
the
of
minute?
clerk,
I think he's getting
Um,
mad. I think he's very
you will,
confused as
follow the
to
bailiff.
what's
And I
happening.
think,
Maybe
if there's nothing else holding you in jail long, you should be
Imagine
getting
me
out
sitting in
today.
that room right now with him.
Okay, you are. Okay, Mr. Smith,
oh, especially when he looks up to
this
him and
is the
tells
only
him
case
basically
that
to
you have.
shut up.
Last case that you have.
Hear the judge.
okay, you're free to go,
Thank you.
and you have a blessed day.
You too, Your Honor.
And Mr.
Mr. Bell. Bell. Mr. Bell.
Coleman, I have a motion to dismiss on a Kevin Troy Bell, is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Monty
They're dismissing it, Creed.
and Mr. Adams,
It makes sense.
Yes, sir.
if you do. I mean, seriously.
I have a motion to dismiss on Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell's case is being dismissed. You can, he's free to go,
Let him out the back door.
and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you.
You don't even have to plead.
Y'all take it easy. Y'all have a good day.
All right, you have a blessed
Outta
day,
here.
Mr. Adams.
Out of here.
Say no more.
Permission to leave the meeting, Your Honor.
Yeah, and you have a blessed day as well, Mr. Monty, and
Wow.
thank
You
for
want to
everything.
talk about
You're
a
welcome, sir.
All right,
Wow.
I
What
mean,
a
hey, I don't blame him.
strategy.
I
Strategy, Creed.
sincerely do not blame him. And it's
Oh, you got
it's
yours?
lunchtime. Hey, everybody. Boy, look at that. We jump right over to him and they start waving at us.
They're happy to be on the show.
I do, Your Honor.
No idea what's happening over here at 27th District Court.
How did your client even get the edits of Flat Rock to even provide?
Speak up, lady.
And then to potentially bill him in Flat Rock and never receive payment?
Well, let's see, Your Honor.
Mr. Covington, you took the ambulance ride?
Yes, I
Back
did
in
in 2013. Yes,
So
and what I
how-
was,
How did you,
sorry.
I'm sorry, how did you end up being in the ambulance?
He was too.
What do you mean, like why?
Let him go.
Yeah.
It was an injury, basically.
Wouldn't it have been great to see him just straight out of that, just pop out of the whole, like, I'm not even possessed. He's just totally, completely, totally
Thank
saying.
you, Your Honor.
nothing.
Having a blessed day. And,
Yeah. Just, you got any good plans for the weekend, Your Honor? Just like right after that, just showed that it was all just him working the system.
Hey,
Would've been hilarious.
good for him.
So we do have his address at the time of service was,
It was nice. That was
Looks
one of the
like
nicest,
20
when we jump over to
Is
them.
that
I
correct?
never had
Yeah.
everybody waving at us.
Nah, I mean, it's very polite.
Yeah.
but
Who is it
we-
though? They just,
looks
they,
like later in
dismissed
skip
him.
tracing in order to.
Have a great
serve-
weekend.
And that was in 2013.
Take care, bud.
Looks like later in skip tracing, in order to find him, the address
Mm-hmm.
that we got was for the Flat Rock. But there's no indication of how they got that address, Your Honor. Other than the fact that his
Yes.
mother and his brother lived there.
did anybody search and
So
see
we're
what
assuming that
business
at some point,
Timoth
Neil had been going there to his mother.
Works for?
Well, but so the no change of
Is that
address
Archer?
order on file, if he's never
I'm
lived
sure.
here, it wouldn't be a change of address order on file.
He might have been a frequent flyer. That's a good
I
point.
can't imagine there would be a change of address order on file if he never lived there to file a change of address.
Well, it would seem that more appropriately, they would just have written down that defendant had never lived at this address.
Did Tim forget the Y, or is that really a name,
More
Timoth?
appropriate if they would have done that.
Timothy.
And a lot of-
Timothy.
A lot
I don't know,
of,
so- Doesn't roll with the tongue very well.
applications from the postal service, it'll write on, somebody will handwrite in good as address, good as address, right?
Sure.
All right,
So that's fantastic,
This
but
I don't
then,
know
you
what
if
is
somebody actually,
happening
you know,
there.
looking at it,
I am not sure either. So, why is this? I can't unmute this because
Well, hey, we've seen Alexandria before with the beard.
why won't it let me unmute this? See if you can unmute that. It won't let me unmute this video
Really?
from StreamYard. Yeah, it will
It's-
not let me.
Uh,
This is unmute screen. It
can't
says,
unmute your guest screen because they chose to mute it themselves.
but it's me.
I'd try to mute that one then.
Let's do
Let's
this.
see what happens. That one's not muted. Oh wait, now you're on.
Just
mute.
1 second, Your Honor. I'm pulling up a email I had. I just want to make
Huzzah.
sure I
Good job.
have that in front of me based upon what I had spoken with the county attorney about.
Oh, thank you, Brooklyn, and thank you for the $5. Well needed. Appreciate you.
$5. Once upon a time football.
Your Honor, I would, based upon the
What are they up
court's
to?
ruling
$12?
in the prior case,
What a great name for a man.
I would ask that
Dakota
the court
Loomis.
impose a slightly shorter sentence. My concern is that Mr. Howard would at KDOC potentially
Oh,
earn
ridiculous. He just moved
good
his head
time
now. It
credit
looks like he
and
did.
program credits that would release him from custody before that 12-month period on the misdemeanor count was run. So I'd
Oh,
ask that
he's
your court
smoking.
impose a 6-month sentence to run
Look, you got it.
concurrently so as to not require Mr. Howard to come back into the custody of Jackson County if he was to successfully complete his KDOC sentence.
Yes, he did.
I would be in agreement with the restitution amount, as that was the amount that had been getting the $470.05. But it's asked that the court run this concurrent to 21 CR 3
He's wearing his pajamas again, Billy.
91, Your Honor. That'd be the
It's a Donald
defense
Duck shirt,
request, and that it be a 6-month sentence so as to not
Nice looking
extend
trailer.
past the
Lawrence
time he
lives
would
in.
be in KDOC custody.
Okay. Mr. Howard, any comments?
No, Your Honor, that sounded like it made sense to me.
Sure.
All
Sure. it
right.
did.
In the 329 matter,
We're going to find out in a
court
minute.
sentences the
Mr.
defendant to
Henson has no
12 months
pants on.
Jackson County Jail
Unknown who?
suspended and places him on a 12-month probation on that matter. That will run concurrent if there's any revocation, but I
Sure.
assume that the probation, which will be unsupervised, will run its natural course.
I
during
would
those other things. So I think that gets to the
I-
same remedy you were asking
He's done
for, Mr. Loomis.
He probably went peed
and
in the
maybe
yard.
does you one better. Court
Yes.
cost $158. There is a
He's wet number one out
restitution,
the yard more than he has inside.
$470.05.
No grass grows in his yard.
$45 book.
I can see that Jim sitting on a riding
Uh,
lawnmower right now. The camera is on the steering
Again,
wheel.
sir, you have 14 days to appeal the sentence and judgment of this court. At a future point, you may be
Look
able
at
to
Miss
expunge
Cummings
this or
up there
other
on her face.
convictions from your record. Any questions?
Oh,
from the
Miss
state?
what?
Cummings
No, Judge,
on
thank
her
you.
face.
Mr. Loomis, any questions about either of these matters?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're both free to exit.
And for now, Brooklyn,
Mr.
we will
Howard,
remain
Mr. Loomis.
poor YouTube
thank you, Your Honor.
content creators, as they call them.
We'll all stay poor together.
That's right. We'll all be poor together, but we'll
All
be
right, I'm
having
gonna-
fun, you know?
As long as we
Try
got smaller
again.
faces, that matter, right?
With Mr. Henson,
Sure. Happy birthday
I'm
to
gonna try
you.
to chat.
Oh God, I just skipped right through. I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean,
Creed puts them up. He just doesn't read them.
I'm sorry. Oh, geez, Alexandria, I'm sorry. Are we bugging you today? You a little tired, are you? Happy birthday, Carol.
Lawrence is ready to roll, man. He's just ready to. Oh, he's got something to say.
I'm not even going to guess what Lawrence is there for because, I mean, there's so many, it's, touching.
He could be a vampire without teeth.
He could be. Very quick, while we've got a second, this channel is live like all the time, but never, ever, ever, ever on. And it's called Licking County Municipal Court. I've never seen them on.
Licking County one time, but it's always on.
Can I have somebody can I get in there with get my stuff?
Yeah, you can have.
That's what I mean. It's always on and live, but
It's just the
never on.
symbol. Yeah, I've only called it one time to actually had something going on.
And already one of my favorite camera shots is how it just keeps going to a random monitor that's on trial.
Well, I mean, do the crime, got to do the time. You don't even know what it's in for.
Oh, hell, Carol even sent money. Thank you for the size of the Facebook, Carol. We will come back to there. Can we just keep an eye on when it's Lawrence's time, or what do we?
I can keep an eye on Lawrence. Yeah, that's no problem.
Do you want to do that? Like, go over here and figure out Licking County and see what's up. And,
I'll just keep
if you see Lawrence, the lawn man Taylor, get moving, let us know.
Yeah, I see him turn green. I'll let you know.
Riggsy, we're just watching Zoom court across the country live. These are this is all going on right now, so we never know.
Greg's been here. He knows what's up.
614 740.
Okay.
Are they trading phone numbers?
Contact with Cynthia Condren. You understand that?
Yeah, no contact. So, how do I get my one vehicle's in the garage? So how would I go about getting that? Can I?
Well, you can get that when how many vehicles do you have?
Happy birthday.
I just have the truck.
And that sounds terrible.
Type of a vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. When you do a standby, you can get your vehicle.
Okay.
We're good? Thank you.
Thank you.
This camera here looks almost like it's comical, like it's a comedy act.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium.
Or will you send me stuff?
Well, if you can't afford an attorney, you can apply for one. If you're going to hire an attorney, have them get in touch with the court. But otherwise it'll be set for a trial date here.
I don't know why I keep thinking about the thing on the judge's desk just keeps looking like this to me.
When should I get my divorce lawyer or a criminal lawyer?
Is it just me or is that super loud?
Just the guy at the podium.
Yeah.
Really quick, let me see.
And then
think they might
I'll
be talking to him.
chat him and give him the new date.
Because he's talking up a storm, but nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephen on air.
Stephen.
May 26th at 11. I will send that.
Judge, would you also ask him to call our office and give us his new number?
What's that?
Obviously, something's not working.
He can't get it to work.
Seriously, what is up with Alexandria? Is she a liar? Oh, excuse you, Jeffrey.
Are the two at the top corner like dating?
I don't know. Maybe it's her son.
Yes,
Figure it
that she
out.
is the court reporter and she's talking into that thing. She has in her.
Okay, I
Is
sent
she
him
the
a
court
message
reporter, you think? Or is it
with
Miranda?
all that information.
Yeah, Miranda's a court reporter.
Yeah, Miranda.
All right. Still got a couple of loose ends here.
Yeah, Lawrence. Yeah, I see you, buddy.
Jesse
Yeah.
Zhang.
Good to see Peepo
Judge
doing well.
Jesse called yesterday. I spoke with him. He needs an evaluation for a border box motion. To be honest, I don't know why he's not on here. He usually is.
Okay, so you're going to ask.
Oh, he's got a nice
continue it?
umbrella.
Yeah.
He's selling hot dogs.
Calling during the hearing. And he didn't answer.
He's got two prior failures to appear.
Really? You don't think meth or
So what makes you think you can actually get him to do a drug evaluation?
That I told him you're gonna send him
I
to
have a
prison.
feeling
if
we're
he
not
doesn't.
talking about Lawrence.
Well,
No,
that's kind of
it's-
where
it-
we're sitting.
Alexandria? Maybe the
Because of the
prosecutor
border box.
snorting words.
Well, but he didn't show up, and he should know that I can throw him in jail for not doing that.
Okay, so they're talking about somebody else, not Lawrence.
Judge, he is working at Greg Lutz Construction as a a concrete worker. So I know he's been working a lot. It's when he calls me,
Or
it's usually
a
late in the
contract
day when he gets off. So.
Yeah,
Mm.
okay. Well, I'll give you a new date.
So he don't get off in the morning. He gets off in the
But,
late afternoon. Is it?
if he
Very
doesn't
late
get
evening.
things done on the next one, like, he's gonna lose his job because I'm just gonna order a bench warrant, and throw
then
him in
that's-
jail. I don't care how
He's a
late
habitual.
he
on
calls
that.
you. He's got
I
to
like that. That's what
focus
I like that.
on this.
He's made a lot of
Even
trips
if he
down
has
to
a
the
busy
corner
work
market.
schedule.
You know,
Uh,
June 21st.
he's always conflicted though. If he makes a left, he can go to the gas station, but there is a Dollar General now, actually, out in the middle of nowhere where Lawrence lives, just down the street, but it's a little bit longer
June 21st,
of a drive.
1
believe
PM.
it.
It'll be here in the district courtroom in person. So I'm going to give you an opportunity, since you've
I don't
obviously
know if
had that
Lawrence
discussion with him.
ate
but
something
please
tasty recently or
emphasize
just
to
being
him the
naughty.
vital importance
I
that
think he
he
eats his
appear,
or something.
and obviously the vital importance that he do what you need him to do so you can make a border box argument in a case like this.
I'm sorry, what was the time on that?
1 PM.
Okay.
What
Oh, is that what that is? It's hooked up around back.
about Miss
Sarge?
Govan?
Is that okay?
What's her
I got it.
status?
I was so confused for
Judge,
a while.
Miss Govan is
I'm not here to judge others'
in
fetishes.
Nosawatomie.
Yep.
There we go. They don't expect her to return to competency any point time too soon. Shawnee County has dismissed their cases and directed, Judge Parrish has directed them to file an involuntary commitment proceeding. So I would hope that we wouldn't reinvent that wheel, but she is in Osawatomie, and they do not have high expectations that she'll be
Thanks for
restored to
calling her
competency
first.
anytime soon. So.
Yeah. All
Statement
right.
is without prejudice.
Okay, Mr. Morrow, all right, we'll just note that. Because we've had her on the docket, as both you know, over and over. but
Why are they
it's
making
because
poor
there's
Lawrence
this mental
wait?
health issue. It's a really severe issue.
Today is the day of people just sitting around
It took
waiting for
forever
food
to get her
court
to
making funny
Osawatomie, and
faces.
gosh, she's at least there, so they can maybe provide some treatment. But okay, and then
Oh,
if you
rock up.
refile it, Mr. Morrow, we'll just
Good
get
day.
it back on the docket.
Terminator, are you
Judge.
two the same people? You just came in?
Okay, I think that concludes
Rock
all of
the
our
docket.
matters on this 11 o'clock docket.
Wait a minute, Lawrence is right there.
What's up, Lawrence? What the
Wow!
hell, Lawrence?
Wow!
Well, the hell with you, Lawrence. F off.
Take a nice drink.
As the scammers over in India say, why don't you go grab yourself a glass of water and rest?
Besides the OBI?
No, sir.
Oh, that's a man. I thought it was a woman.
Oh, I did too.
Like, what'd this lady do?
You employed? What do you do?
Employed.
Self-employed right now, sir.
Self-employed.
Doing what?
Lawn care.
Jack of all trades, electrical work, fuel injection,
Lawn care. Lawn
Please.
care.
electrical housing.
He's got to do lawn care, right?
Lawn care.
Maintenance? I like to plant flowers, Your Honor.
Motor
Put down
repair.
mulch.
Oh, keep going.
He's getting there. Let's give him time.
Look at the guns on this dude. I see what he's in trouble for. He's armed and dangerous.
On that one. I got a traffic
Sealed
ticket
weapons.
from,
Nancy, how's it
You
going?
understand?
Nancy, you look like a video game character. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Soft features.
I have a traffic ticket from February 5th. Do you recall that one?
I get so many, Your Honor. I
yes, sir.
hell if I know.
I thought that was.
It was set for trial. You missed your trial.
Your Honor, did I tell you I'm also a baker?
Jack of all trades, Creed.
I was charged for driving under suspension and
Hey now.
violation.
Hey now.
You want that reset for trial?
Come on, you got
need
this.
some time to think about that, I guess.
Okay, I'll reset it.
I need some time to think about that.
How much time would you like?
A little slow, huh?
Looks like it's unclassified. There's no jail time possible on that charge. Okay?
Okay, then I'll just plead guilty to it.
Plead guilty. Okay.
Sure.
Excuse me, guys. I don't mean to do this to you, but we've got important stuff. Will you please tell the vision from Jesus? Hi, I am. Oh, excuse me. Hi, I am Wesley Lawrence Curry. Lawrence? Is that the same Lawrence? Do you think maybe?
Lawrence, were you just on Zoom court?
Was that you on Zoom court? Anyways, hallelujah, I say.
Does he think I'm the vision from Jesus? It's just me, Mikey.
Breaking news. See the Indy.
Thank you so much, Wesley.
Why
Great
tell
to
you
have
not? Mastery of the English language. You can bring that up a little bit. That judge is super low.
Yeah, but the other people are super loud, so usually.
Thank you.
A little better.
Have a good day, madam.
Yes. See you, sweetie. Oh yeah, the Russian intelligence getter. I saw the.
Yeah, I saw it stealing people's information.
Yeah.
Violating protection order. Did you see a copy of that?
Oh, they do say that.
Okay.
That all those that boy, there's a cast. Can we see that again? Of the thing? Anyways, a lot of those things that what celebrity do you look like? Those are nothing but things to fish for your info. And
yeah.
Okay. Maximum penalty for that offense is 180 days in jail and a
that's a lot.
$1,000 fine. You have any questions about that charge?
No, sir.
we get a very quick glimpse of who's on
Not
deck.
guilty.
Oh, I hope so. He violated a protection order in case anyone didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, Kirdoff, I'm sorry.
I've been doing what I'm supposed to. I paid all my court.
The problem is that these people are so loud here at the stand, and he's so low, and then it actually messes with Mikey's mic a little bit, I think,
A request for OR bond, please.
because it's so
And I
high.
have been doing what I'm supposed to.
OR bond.
I know I messed up a lot in the past, but I have been trying really hard here lately.
Can somebody move the camera so we can just see this whole guy? You'll see.
It's kind of tall, isn't it?
So where are you living?
Tar drink.
8750 Bennington Chapel Road, Centerburg, Ohio.
Okay. Whose residence is that?
That's my dad's place.
A lot. He's been bad.
That's
My dad.
Is Darlene your mom?
What's that?
Is Darlene your mom?
No, it's my girlfriend.
I can't hear you.
Is Darlene your mom?
See, even he can't hear the damn
Darlene's not my
judge.
mom. That's my mom's.
He wants me to turn it up too. Thank you, Colonel.
Right? Yeah, the story with Knox with the what was it? The basketball players that he got to come in, and they were all hockey players for the school.
Mm-hmm.
They recruited a bunch of kids for basketball. They were all hockey. They didn't know how to play basketball. They don't have a hockey team, by the way. We're good, Your Honor. Hit a little growth spurt last year.
That's my dad's place. My
Randy Thorpe, sheriff.
my old man's place.
Are you on probation?
No, sir.
Are you doing coke? Sniffling a lot. Apparently, coke's very popular at our audience.
Coke hits. Yeah. By the way, there's a members only shirt sticker cup out there. If you want to pick one up, limited edition, get it now.
Most importantly, I saw the 6-shooter NFT.
That's it. That's the one.
Okay.
Limited edition. Only allowed to a run of 10,000.
For a minute, this thing just looks like a framed picture that they have to stand behind, but I see it as a podium with really bad curtains behind.
Yeah, those curtains like somebody cut them with a steak knife.
Yeah.
The edges are all jagged and all off.
You ever take like a garbage bag and try to rip it?
Yes.
Kind of looks like that.
Look at that tiny ass bookshelf behind him. He should be embarrassed.
I think he's kind of tiny.
You think so?
Hands look small.
Uh-oh.
He looks
Does he got a
small.
tattoo of his wedding ring on his finger?
I could see him having a tramp stamp.
He's got a tattoo of a. Do you like men's wrestling?
Were you living in Mansfield at some point?
Yes, I was. But I didn't think that was a very good spot for me to live.
Good choice. Well, congratulations.
Nice.
You're a liquor.
Del C, God bless him, rip. If Bishop was, he's fun to talk about the Bible with. He's got some great stories about friend of yours too, Crazy Carl. And he used to go rounds with it. Crazy Carl was in, was it called seminary school or
Yeah,
something?
he graduated seminary school when he's
And
a big idiot.
And Bishop knows, or at least seems to know a lot about the Bible. It would kind of go
1,000 cash surety or 10%.
back and forth
That's
with
sole
him.
protection order. If you need an attorney, get that application filled out. Okay.
And it was funny.
All right.
Thank you.
He wanted
You're not
a
look.
OR. He didn't
Licking
get it.
County Municipal Courtroom. One.
Next matter is 21 CRB 1333, State of Iowa versus Alton Grooms.
He goes to all the ones at
Mr.
Disney,
Grooms, you
Jay.
appear for your trial.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth, what happened there?
Excuse me, sir?
Or on the 3rd, excuse me.
Nobody
Fifth
can hear him,
appear
I'm
for trial
telling
on
you.
May 3rd, what happened there?
Trial.
Yeah.
May 3rd?
Yep.
Oh, hey, we got a new one.
Today.
Today is the 13th.
What's the day?
I didn't know I had notification of my trial on May 3rd. I didn't.
Where you live?
Right down the road from here.
I just walked here.
Yes, sir.
Up the road a piece.
Pointing from the jail.
Okay. Well, there was a trial set for your criminal damaging charge.
Oh, what is that?
Did you want that reset for trial?
Criminal damaging.
Yes,
You
sir.
like
Tore somebody's stuff up.
running into a building or something?
Because I didn't think that 25-year-old charge was applicable.
What's that?
25-year-old charge?
This is from September of last year, the charge.
Is that it?
Judge, what Kathy are you talking about? The one that roars? Isn't that her name, Kathy?
You want an attorney?
Is that who you're talking about? Glenn?
For criminal damaging,
All
is that the time was that is that a minor misdemeanor or a
It's a second degree misdemeanor. Maximum of 90 days.
Go 48.
Were all dropped and there was never none done for me.
Okay, well, this charge hasn't been dropped. It was set for trial on May 3rd.
I hate to see Keith Richards fall on such hard times.
I apologize for that, sir.
It breaks my heart.
He really does have great looking hair.
Okay, well, if you want an attorney, fill out an application, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna set your bond at $1,500, cash surety 10%. We'll get that reset.
I was already out. No, sir. I have not been put for this.
We're going to talk
I was
about
already
Myrtle Beach during
charged
members only
for
tonight.
Something in this
Right
road, a double arrest for the same offense.
That's because you didn't show up to court. So the case
But I
is still
had
pending.
no notification.
Isn't
and they
today
do
May
have my
3rd,
phone
Your
number
Honor?
from last
Well,
time.
this isn't the first time you missed court as well, so.
Oh, it is.
It's not. I issued a warrant for
It
you
is?
before this one. Okay. We'll get it reset here relatively quickly. If you want an attorney. bring you over and we'll have a trial, or you can talk
To the third floor.
Hmm.
Is the third floor where I go?
Yeah.
Where you pay fines?
Yes.
Could you hold my hand and take me there, Your Honor?
Peanut gallery looking good.
Yeah.
For me today.
Okay.
And again, everybody's sitting on
no,
that side
sir.
of the room. You notice that? It's
I
like
wish they would
everybody-
exit through the curtain. That would be great. Then come out through.
1,500 cash surety, 10%. I'll appoint you an attorney if you want me to.
There's his attorney sitting there. Did you see him?
No, I should not have been picked up to begin with.
Oh, okay.
I was doing what I was supposed to be doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Send over the next guy.
Somebody is renting it is, and it's not in my name, and it's not in anybody else's name. It's in somebody else's name.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, my God.
Next matter is 22 CR
This-
722.
This has been worth the wait for Licking County, by the way. This is just,
Yes, sir.
it's,
Okay. You need me to
even
read
he's
that
got
to
the
you
meth
today?
itch. I'll be our dude.
Go right ahead.
Maximum 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Any questions about that charge?
No,
Okay. How would you like to plead today?
plead not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay.
Anything before I set your bond?
No, sir. Except for she's been harassing me for months.
Okay.
I would like to get a CBO against her.
Okay. You have somewhere else you can stay?
No, that's my address.
Yeah.
My address is I6 and hers is H6.
Oh, okay. So you're in a different apartment.
Yes,
What's
yes, sir.
her- Your you said?
Yes, I'm
You're not in the same apartment.
No.
Okay. All right.
No. Come on, Your Honor. Seem gay to you? I'm not living with some other woman.
But I'd like to file a CBO against her.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to do that. Yeah. That's not in this court.
Okay. I'd like to see if I could get an OR bond today because I'm supposed to start working on Monday.
Good to hear it went well, Dilsey.
Am I?
Yes, it is. Kathy Bates, everybody. Star-studded cast. I'd like to get something against her, too. She's... I like that she's fighting with some other woman. A couple apartments over. I mean, my alphabet's not the best, but I think H and I are kind of close.
Are you
So
still
that could be a
Yes,
problem.
sir. I am. I already told Leah all about this girl and her problems.
That's a girl.
Just talked to her yesterday about this.
To
It's a sweet young
be
lady.
in
To
there.
to my PO.
Who's your PO?
Her name is Leah.
Okay. A felony court, you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So you're not on with us. You're on with felony.
Yes.
Okay.
Look, man, if anybody can find a courtroom they want us to watch, send it over. Email it to us. Ken, it is. How's it going? He does look like a something. Sure. Ranger, maybe. Thank you, Glenn, for your continued support.
Okay. No contact with Kaylee Mills. No weapons. 2,500 cash surety to 10%. Thank you.
What?
Stay in jail.
She's not happy about that. She had the voice of an angel. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah. It's too. All right. As you heard me tell those folks, today's hearing is being recorded. Anything you say can be used against you in the future. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you can make an application for a court-appointed attorney today. When I call your name, have a seat at the table. We'll go over your charge and your plea. And then you need to go to the clerk's office. Do not leave today without checking out at the clerk's office. You also have a right to bail and or to a jury trial. Any demand for jury trial must be made in writing. For the next case is 22 CRB 617, State of Ohio versus Jessica Williamson.
Jessica, come on up. See what you got. Jessica.
Williamson, I have a complaint here charging you with trespass. Did you receive a copy of that complaint?
Yes.
Okay. Do you need me to read that to you today?
Yes.
Okay. Maximum penalty for that offense is 30 days in jail and a $250 fine. Any questions about that charge?
No,
Okay. How would you like to plead today?
not going.
Oh, there she is.
Okay. Stay out of Walmart, all right? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Walmart.
Next matter is 21 TRD 6867, State of Ohio versus Chad Messina.
She needs to stay at Walmart. Where does he need to stay at?
Messina, you missed your driving under suspension trial. What happened there?
I actually didn't know I was supposed to be there because we talked last time and the
ass out of the Walmart.
My license shouldn't have been suspended at
Okay.
all.
All right. And you get that cleared up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got like the insurance company, like we got a hold of the governor.
Look at the world's oldest bailiff.
And it was all like he got it wiped away, so it all.
Get this. Oh, we could have got the judge's password just.
The
now.
insurance company was up to some kind of weird stuff. That it's a long story, but if you look it up, you'll see it. But and then
You get a fictitious tax charge as well.
yeah,
Oh.
the vehicle I was driving wasn't my vehicle. They
Man, that was a great smoke I just had.
my belongings or nothing out of it. So it's like it wasn't even my vehicle.
You want that reset for trial?
Listen, if you had this
Make sure the
group of cronies, wouldn't you be as well?
Yeah, he's like.
I mean, I like that other shot. You can see what's happening on his computer there.
Yeah, I saw him log in.
I mean, this is an old.
Feel like I could swipe that.
July of last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just been going on.
Okay.
I actually didn't know I was supposed to be at court.
Okay. Well, and maybe you moved.
Oh,
from
thank you
address
guys for reminding me. The Alfredo sauce, is it in the same tub that they had to like a plastic with a black top? That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Almost got it yesterday.
That's the only one I like. All the rest
We're
is
gonna
like
try that next time.
ass.
We remember I was bitching about Food Line and we went and spent like $70 on nothing. They had nothing there. We went to the Walmart market last
You want an
night.
attorney and you can't afford one, you can apply for one today. Okay.
Tons of shit.
Make sure you're here for the next.
Actual meals. Which we're bad at. That'd be great.
Dismissed everybody. Stay at Walmart just to be safe, though.
Great website, people of Walmart, or if you're on Reddit, same way. The boys that started it went to Coastal Carolina University in Myrtle Beach, and
What's that? You got rid of the dog?
it's a big one now.
She got rid of the dog. Got rid of the dog, you Arner. Is it Knox there?
See, I don't think it's that easy at all. I think it's
Okay,
actually kind of hard to
22
make.
CRB 61.
I've made it.
from scratch.
About burned it every time.
22 CRB 613, 22 CRB 614.
I guess if you
22
cook a
CRB
lot, it's
615,
probably not that hard. But for
and
me,
22 CRB 616.
oh, we got a new dip also, which I think is only available in the Carolinas, and it didn't sound very good, but the price is right. Texas Pete, and it's packaged like the Red Hot buffalo chicken dip. You see that? This is Texas Pete sausage and cheese. It is, I mean, really, really good.
Sounds good.
Anyway, sorry. Enough food talk. Back to we got a case.
I just have a fence and I did try to keep them.
Did you have 2 dogs?
No.
2 dogs.
Yeah.
So
Do you know how much
dangerous dog charges are 40
heavy
dangerous
cream
dogs.
is these days, Delcy?
Maximum penalties.
I can't
30
even
days
afford
in
milk,
jail,
basically.
$250
Oh, hi,
fine.
buddy.
The,
You coming in? Okay.
the regular failure to confine dog is unclassified, but
Colty, ladies and gentlemen.
same penalties. There is a mandatory minimum penalty of $75 fine. Have any question about any of those charges? Okay.
We will be starting to sell pet stuff with our logos on it very soon.
Do you want to wave to
How would you
everybody?
like to plead?
Can we wave? Can you wave? Hi, everybody.
No contest.
Okay.
You understand that based on the complaint?
Creed, I'm watching a courtroom. I don't know if this guy's a killer or what, but he's very, very scary. And here's the other thing about it, Creed. You got to remember, it's a Creed Frame Friday 13th edition. That's right. Bad luck is striking and striking fast. It's scary. It's hairy. It's Creed.
Detective Erskine, going back to the first time that the defendant brought up, I need to call my wife, I need to call a lawyer, something like those words.
Like cat cross.
He said, though, am I
Let's go to
correct?
town on this bird right now. Do it, dude.
Well, he didn't say that and just shut
Also,
down.
that bird salad.
Okay. And is it fair to say that
All
you
right.
basically had to ask him what do you want to do based on
Get a
this
little
information
graphic
you're
here,
telling
man.
me?
There was.
Okay. So he had the opportunity
Boy.
to talk to you, not talk to you, any of those options.
This guy looks scary.
I asked him several different times just because I was not clear on exactly what he wanted at that time. So I got an affirmative response. That's my question.
And Detective Erskine, if he had said, I'm done
Done?
talking to you, I'm calling my lawyer, what would have happened?
I would have ended.
Can I quick pause for just
Sure.
a minute? Now I'm gonna go take this
Okay,
call that
that's
I
fine.
need to take. You can stay right there if you like, or you can. move
Cool,
around
two's
however
done.
you like.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
She's done too. She's just
All
getting up
right.
and moving out.
Well,
That guy
plus-
looks frightening. Like he's a Hell's Angel or something.
Yeah, he runs with the crowd. Shoot.
Oh, say something.
Do it.
Call him a MF something or another. Say something bad about the judge. Just say it. Just say it. No one's listening.
Jesus.
Oh, it's looking bad, I guess.
Don't cry, Santa.
This is happening.
I can't either.
Listen, it's Friday. Wanted to celebrate. You know, I get it. I understand.
Santa's going to jail. Must be a pretty serious
So.
case. I mean, this looks like something big.
It is. It's $5, Mikey. Billy, thank you.
Ooh. Why you
Yeah,
gotta go
I-
bring that up, Nancy?
The anything that they have that it just goes really well with their Wisconsin cheese, Wisconsin cheese dip.
Anything's good with cheese dip. Are we kidding? Oh,
This dude is nervous.
Unbelievable. Ow.
EMF.
Sorry.
Got 2 seconds. I just want to show you the shot. Love it.
Oh, he's, about,
he's hungry.
he's getting the bubble guts from being scared. I've
Oh,
been
you
there.
think that is that what it is? He's gonna.
We've all been there.
Oh, the judge is gone.
That's all right.
Oh boy.
We can jump over here.
Ms. Williams, you may put
hey,
your hand
guys.
down. How you doing, Ms. Williams?
2 times a day we got waved at.
You doing all right? Ms. Williams, I have before me
This is the
a
other dude's
document
daughter.
that is titled Information that's been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This information alleges that on or about October 2nd of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of interference with emergency telephone call. And Ms. Williams, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes,
And to this charge, how do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
no contest.
Now, Ms. Williams, are you?
But he
pleading
said he told me
Ms.
not
Williams-
guilty, I think he said.
Another one can't remember.
Okay, Ms. Williams, I have a document before me that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments. On this document, there are a set of initials that's on a line that's next to a box that's checked nola contingere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yeah. I put my initials on there. So
Okay,
I'm
now-
mentally disabled. I have head trauma and memory loss. I remember him giving me a paper on
Memory
the
loss.
computer. If I initialed it, I initialed it.
I have memory loss, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Williams, please knock on the door and get the bailiff.
Knock 3 times on.
Oh, get the bailiff?
Yeah, knock on the door and get the bailiff.
So is they gonna give me?
Fist bump or bow.
I just wanted to see everybody. This is what was just happening 2 seconds ago here. They were.
Could have done that without. And you can do a celebration if you wish.
Look at them all clapping in that tiny little.
High five or.
Yeah, I have head trauma and memory loss. I'm still inmate tomorrow.
I just came through that.
Okay.
There's 50 people in there. Just.
Mr. Adams, we may not be able to go forward on this case today.
She's suffering from memory loss.
Because he told me.
Just listen. I mean, we may have to. It may have to. You may have to do some additional work on this one in terms of making sure that she has the right mental
Yeah,
capacity.
she messed up by saying she had memory loss.
Be able to freely and voluntarily enter into a plea.
I do.
Okay.
I do have the right to, he told me to put, he told me I get 30 days. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm saying, you saying what somebody told you to do.
The lawyer, I saw him yesterday.
Well, I understand that. My question to you, but your plea has to be freely and voluntarily given.
Okay, I was guilty of it.
Well, I understand.
Well,
Yeah,
you just
he
said
was
no
talking
contest.
on the phone, and I was trying to plead my case in the background, but I plead guilty.
Well, no, Mr. Bailiff, go ahead on and, you can take her back. We got to reset this case.
No, please, sir, I want to go home, please.
Okay, Miss.
What you
Okay.
doing?
Ms. Williams, there's certain
That's what you
procedures that
did.
we have to follow.
When am I go home?
I understand, but there's certain procedures that we have to follow. Just
She
follow the
messed up.
bailiff, and your attorney is gonna get back with you.
I don't want to say, I want to go home. I signed the paper. He said, my attorney told me to say not guilty. That's what he told me.
Mr. Bailiff, would you please file,
That's what he told me.
That's why you don't say.
Just keep your mouth shut.
Well, we can do bail. I think we was gonna do bail tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Potentially the
And
voice
that,
is
that
in
I
her
think you
head.
have, who is this, Tyler Douglas?
Mikey, YOLO.
Yes.
Superior Court.
And in your practice, you've worked with farming families and ranching families. I think you previously said in the Santa Clara County.
That dog's head looks a lot like a guy named James I know.
Correct. And in representing and I think you also testified in your deposition that you've had clients that you've represented for over 40 years, their families, right?
Yes.
Santa is right here. We're watching.
Families over many
He's
decades.
almost
Is
Creek
it fair
Front.
to say that
Waiting
you
for the
developed
judge to come back.
a knowledge and understanding as to how those families operate from one generation to the next?
Yes.
The hell is he talking
Where
about?
did you get the information that
Farming
you
families.
reviewed, to form opinions in this case?
All of it came from Mr. Einstein and Ms. Moss.
Well, Myron is up on the top floor of the house, I see.
No.
The tip
Why
top.
not?
Didn't
didn't think it was necessary.
You
I think I got one deposition, but I never reviewed it.
Which one was that?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Give me a break.
And
here.
I was not prepared.
It's all right.
Anybody else waiting for Dewey to go
In your
straight
deposition, you
backwards?
Testified that the two documents that you reviewed. in
Who?
one
Teddy
petition,
Roosevelt there? Yeah, probably.
was Lorraine's first petition and then her supplemental petition. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And reviewing those two petitions, you
Yeah.
formed the factual.
We call that
basis for
boring
your
court.
opinions.
What do we got over here? God bless.
Over here, everybody's starting to pile in. It looks like I'm not sure. It says a CPS docket, so I don't think we're going to
Oh. Well, you
So
know.
let's
what
just
we
jump
think
back to
about things.
Santa for a second, and we can both get something different because I'm not watching CPS docket.
So, what do you think's going on with Santa? Because he's obviously extremely nervous.
He's not very happy. That's for damn sure.
Let's go over.
I'm guessing maybe
here.
the M word, murder.
And then states
I'm thinking
Exhibit 2
something
of
that
those
bad for
cases
Santa
discovered
too.
fraud. No objection, Your Honor.
Those exhibits are admitted.
State rests and close.
I'm so mad we haven't had harassment court 2 weeks in a row now.
I know,
Just
that's kind of
ask that he be given credit for his
sad.
back time and any additional days.
Who is
be
Alex
applied to any
Manning?
outstanding court
That's
costs
the woman,
as indigent.
attorney, judge.
And I have nothing further, Judge. At that point, I would rest and close.
Now, based on the pleas that Mr. Gray has entered, on his pleas of guilty, I'm going to find that.
Try and
he is
find that. We can
guilty.
back it
I
up a
will
little
go
bit if
along
it's
with the
good.
Agreements in 80910, assess his punishment at 130 days in the county jail. In 80857 to 100 days in the county jail. But I'm gonna give him 151 days back time credit in these cases. So it'll be time served. Now, Mr. Gray, is there anything we've done here today you don't understand or have a question about?
No, sir.
All right, good luck, sir.
Arrivederci.
Thank you, Judge. May
Yeah,
I
some
please?
some of them do, like the locker room for what's her name?
Cheryl Port or something like
Mind if we
that.
do probation next?
Which one's that?
Robinson and Jordan are both probation.
Oh God, Joshua, your hair, dude. Seriously.
All right. Well, I've got Jordan on top. Let's do Jordan.
Oh, Jordan's a power top, Mikey.
Peter,
He's on the top. I like that.
Judge, sorry, I was having some computer issues.
Sure it is.
All good now, hopefully.
Yeah.
Don't they all?
Got in this morning, turned on the computer, and it said that my that I was not allowed on the computer. I thought was going to be interesting, but we got that straightened out. Now, this is cause number 219-801-53-2022 and 007-858-12-2021. Each style of the state of Texas versus James Matthew Jordan. Are you James Matthew Jordan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the state ready?
Yes, Judge.
Is defendant ready?
Defense ready, Judge.
Let's go.
Jordan, you understand you have a
Speaking
right
out of turn.
to find this hearing if you don't wish to.
Yes, sir.
For the purpose of taking this plea, do you wish to give up that right and testify at this time?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand, sir. You solemnly swear testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Sim.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you put your hand up. Do you understand that you have a right in each of these cases to a trial by jury and a right to face your accuser?
I can see that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to give up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had a full and complete opportunity to discuss these cases with Mr.
What
Peter?
kind of computer hacking does Colin Detention do?
Satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And
Drunk
Sean,
driving.
Cyber stalking, maybe?
In 80153.
Gets drunk and cruises the internet.
Group 1 under 1 gram, which is a state jail felony. And in 85812, the misdemeanor, you stand charged with driving while intoxicated second
Of course he
offense,
did.
which is a class, that's an A, is that right?
Thank you for the funny money chipping.
Class A misdemeanor.
The funniest of
You
monies.
have a right
And
to have the
many
indictment
thanks. Nice car,
of the
Chippy.
case and the information in the
misdemeanor case to be read to you. Do you want those documents read to you?
No, Your Honor.
Do you
You're
understand
right.
what you're charged
Drugs
with
and
in each of
drinking.
these cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in each of these cases, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Other than a plea agreement, did anybody promise you anything to get you to enter these pleas?
No, sir.
Did anybody force you into these pleas?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Do you understand everything we're doing?
Oh, I missed that. Did they say that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
Has anyone ever seriously called your soundness of mind into question?
No, sir.
Just my ex-wife, Your Honor.
Competent by a court.
Yes.
No, sir.
All right. Counsel, have you found your client to be competent?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Jordan, are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
I wish.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Where were you born?
Well, see,
Uh,
I don't know.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen and you enter this plea.
Good
you
question. I don't know yet.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that the punishment range in these cases.
I'll hold it over till next month.
0153 is up to 1 year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $4,000. In 85812, it's up to 180 days in the county jail. No, excuse me, it's just the opposite. Or both of these are class A's, aren't they?
No, Your Honor, the 219 case is a state jail felony.
Abby has a friendly face.
I'm looking at I've got a 007 2021.
Why is the bailiff so confused?
Okay, never mind.
He's buying belt buckles.
The 219-80153 case is a state jail felony.
It's a state jail. Okay, I was wrong. At any rate, the punishment range in the felony case.
Spit it out,
is
Gramps.
2 years in the state jail and a fine not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand the range of punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
That's
right.
a lot.
Plea agreement.
Judge, for the 80153 case, the agreement is 3-year deferred community supervision.
3-year?
$200.
Year deferred.
In the amount of $180.
Year deferred.
To Crime Stoppers.
3-year
for 30
deferred.
days, 50
Year
hours
deferred.
of community service work. DOEP, RUAs, SAE and conditions, DLDs, and must
Speaking
complete
in
treatment
tongues
at
or
Solutions of
code?
North Texas.
Well, this is a
And in
007.
the 85812 case. The
Is that a
agreement
giant
is,
baseball behind Sin?
$200 fine plus court costs, 1 year confinement in jail, suspended for 2 years with the DWI education, VIP, DLD.
Hey, he's a VIP.
conditions, Mandatory breath and blood, random urine analysis, no alcohol, 50 hours community service, and $50 to MAD. And the DLD upon release from Solutions of North.
50 bones to Mad. Hallelujah.
Peter, is that your understanding of the plea
Just
agreement?
reminded me, I wanted to show you
Yes,
a
Judge,
giant
I just want
tennis
to
ball.
clarify on record that it's to run concurrent, the fine and the community services to run concurrent.
I could play tennis with that one.
Yeah, right. I know.
All
I
right.
would never miss it.
Mr. Jordan, is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's got to pay 50 bones to
Plea
Mad.
agreement, you give up your rights to an appeal unless this court gives you permission to appeal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you receive your copy of the trial court certification of your rights to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, on deferred adjudication, you understand if you successfully complete it. there's
Oh,
no
welcome back,
conviction.
dude.
You can apply for an order of non-disclosure. If you
Glover,
don't successfully
yes.
complete it, the court can sentence you anywhere in the full range of punishment.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, with all these things in mind, do you want to continue with this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to
But,
find the plea
just say
is free
something
and
to everybody.
voluntary. I accept it. The state can proceed.
Thank you, Judge. The state offers States Exhibit 1, the plea agreement, judicial confession, and trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal.
Hey, Val.
State offers States Exhibit 2.
Val,
the
everybody.
discovery log.
I swear they said it's the
Objection to
second.
Defense, Judge, on both cases.
The exhibits are admitted.
That's my law and night book.
State rests.
Your Honor, I'd like to call on Mr. Jordan briefly.
Go ahead, counsel.
Mr. Jordan, so I was appointed in both of these cases. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Or yes, sir.
And that's because that's fine. People make that mistake all the time. And that's because
He's got jokes.
You are indigent. And is that true?
Yes, sir.
Now, has anything changed in your financial status for the better? Have you won?
I won the lottery.
Come into a lot of money or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay, so you are still in fact indigent, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you and I discussed how for the DWI charge, you're getting probation, so you shouldn't have.
Thank you for the fake stars,
Talking
Angela.
about apply to you, but because you're indigent, are you asking for me to ask the court to basically find you indigent for purposes of that superfine and not apply it?
Yes, sir.
Nothing further, Judge. Pass witness.
Both closed.
It used to be we'd take 100 and get like 140
Based on the pleas
Canadian.
Mr. Jordan has
Awesome.
entered in cause number
long time
80153 on his plea of guilty. I'm going to find there's evidence sufficient for a finding of guilt. I will defer adjudication. of
Thank you,
guilt.
Jim.
Place my
I forgot to
proposal
mention, if you
for
would,
3
please like
years
this video and
from
share it if you're ever on the Facebook.
in
Facebook needs court.
85812 on his plea of guilty. I'm going to find that he is guilty, and I will send
He's the engine.
confinement suspended for 2 years under the terms that are set out in that plea agreement. All these will run concurrently, and I will find that he is indigent. Now, Mr. Jordan, is there anything we've done?
I would
here
look. I'd say call me anything you want. Just don't call me indigent.
I know it sounds so rude.
Thank you. Good
It
luck,
really
Judge. Thank you,
does.
Judge.
It's almost like a put down.
Thank
It really is. It
you.
sounds like a legit put down.
Almost like being called an
Let's
incel.
see, Robinson was the other.
So
who's
you're
got
too
Robinson?
dumb to make a living. Got it. Creed, real quick. I don't think we've been to this courtroom. I just want
Yeah.
to show it to you.
Okay, and the offense variable level becomes, hold it just a minute.
The laziest bailiff you'll ever see.
10.
Sitting in the jury box.
That's
Relax.
level 2.
At least they let him sit down.
And what does that produce?
2 to 25. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Because it's presently 523. Does it go to 2 to 25?
Well, Miss Patrick scored him at 8 shows 0 incorrectly.
Okay. Okay,
His
so the
score
habitual
is
should be
23.
habitual third, right?
Yes.
Make that change in the form also.
And
That's
so
a
with
very
the
high
virtual
score.
third, then on the G grid with a PRVE and OV2, he is at 2 to 25.
Okay, all right. Any other changes?
No, thank you.
Your Honor, actually, just one minor that I had not, I just noticed I had talked to Ms. Conlon about the statutory max towards the top.
Oh, right.
It says 24 months. It should say 48 now, sir.
All right, let me make
Right.
that change.
What's that?
This is one of the
Right.
smallest yet
Let me find that.
quaintest.
Well, it should
courtrooms
also
in.
say habitual 3.
Yeah.
I made that change. We
Okay.
put it. Now, a couple things I had. Jail days credit on the first page says 0.
Yeah, that's not right. Sorry, I totally missed that. Because it's
Should be-
correct on page 2.
It should be 108 or something, shouldn't it?
Correct.
Okay, we'll put 108. And where it says pending violation, it says middle of page 1, probation active, yes, former, yes, pending violation. There is a pending violation. Should we say yes, shouldn't it? That's the other one we're sentencing now.
Right.
Why has the judge not even got his
No,
robe
yes.
buttoned up? It's like off the shoulder, kind of.
Because it's Friday, dude. You can dress down on Fridays.
And why is the court reporter like right at the guy's crotch? That's
Where
in
it
trouble?
says, just below that, currently under sentence, yes, and then it's got embezzlement, 1,000 or more. Isn't it actually attempted embezzlement, 1,000 or more?
Yes. So it just should say attempt in parentheses following.
People
that.
love
Yeah, we'll make
cats on
that change.
YouTube. I've heard that.
Okay, let me see if I have any other questions. Hold just a
Matter of
minute.
fact. Here we go. Much better. Rake in the money, that cat. Work your magic. Cat court. These are like the slowest people on the planet.
Yeah, court seems to be moving really slow today.
It really is. Hey, people. Nobody's in a hurry. Is there a holiday coming up or something?
Time, place, for sentencing,
That
both
is,
matters. Let's see, Ms. Conlon, go right ahead.
Your Honor, as you have noted, I'm sure the recommendation of Ms. Patrick is that Mr. Martin be sentenced to MDOC and be discharged from his current term of probation. Your Honor, I'm asking that you consider keeping Mr. Martin local
Good to
and
see you.
giving him another shot on probation. I've had several conversations with Mr. Martin while I've been representing him on these two matters. And in fact, I was his arraignment attorney when he got arraigned on the probation violation. So I've talked to him many times. He does take this incident very, very seriously, Your Honor. He has made efforts while in the jail to get help for his substance use
I have
issues,
no
which of
idea.
course directly led to the instant offense.
But you just ask it.
I did forward to
You
the
said- how
court
old are
on
you?
Wednesday a letter
How old are you,
from
Courtney?
Eileen Rudzinski of
How old?
Catholic Human Services, dated May 2nd, which reflects that Mr. Martin's been undergoing counseling while in the jail, that he's been cooperative, engaged, and appears motivated to work. And
He's
take
got the
positive
nicest hair for a
changes.
beautiful I've seen in a while.
He does meet the
Beautiful hair.
DSM-5 criteria.
Are you
for
calling
employee
Colty
use
a
disorders
criminal?
here. He's really been trying to work
Guy in
on
the
that
orange.
and better himself, Your Honor. He also, I had a
He's
conversation
too chill.
with someone from EPS who called me 2 days ago to tell me that there is a bed open for Mr. Martin in one of their facilities where he could be sentenced to,
Which facility is that?
was it Pekonski? that you were gonna get into?
Sandals
Yeah.
in the Bahamas.
An ATS outpatient, yeah. So it would be Dukoski Hall followed by a
Dukoski
key
Hall?
house and outpatient, intensive outpatient, right? Intensive outpatient counseling, Your Honor. And that's still available to him if the court sees fit to sentence him to local time and, perhaps. with
Creed, I'm gonna
community
jump to yours
corrections
because I have yet
and,
another courtroom
and
I don't
continued
believe we've been
probation.
to before.
State
Hold on.
rests.
He's getting his medicine.
Now, based upon the plea Mr. Perry has entered on his plea of guilty, I'm going to find that he is guilty. I will go along with the plea agreement. Assess his punishment at 30 days in the county.
Hey,
jail
Jeffrey.
For 37 days back time credit. I will
They
give him
all
additional
find
back
Jesus.
time credit if we should find that he's entitled to it. Now, Mr. Perry, is there anything we've done here today you don't understand or have a question about?
No, sir.
All right, good luck, sir.
Thanks.
And a hallelujah.
School is
Yeah.
closed down, as you probably know, closed down last year, but I'm still doing private with funding. So, yeah.
Okay, good. So you're in a private practice now and doing the work. Good. Well, I still reference you as the duty expert on it, so I'm glad you're still around.
Thank you.
Very good. Good
Judge
seeing you,
Dorky.
Mr. Sanford. We're concluded.
Is this done?
I hope so.
I've never seen this judge though. I don't think Carlos Rossi,
No, I haven't seen
great
him.
winemaker out of California, I believe.
I think we just concluded with him because we have some new
Oh.
characters coming in.
Got it.
Somebody's at school today.
Morning, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hey, they got better
Good
chalkboards than
afternoon,
3B,
Mr.
don't they?
Simpkins.
Uh-huh.
People of the state of Michigan versus Stanley Huff, case number 21-11210 FH. This hearing is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed.
We
on
named him
YouTube.
after Colt from
And this matter comes
90
before
days.
the court on two motions by Mr. Huff. One, to quash the bind over in this matter, and the second, I believe, is for a bond reduction. So at this time, Mr. Lockman, would you put your appearance on the record for the prosecutor's office?
Claire Lockman for the people, Your Honor.
Very good. And Mr. Simpkins.
Your Honor, Steve Simpkins on behalf of Mr. Huff.
Very
Simple
good.
ain't easy.
And I'm going to take these, the quash first, because it makes sense to figure out what the charge is. And then I will address the bind over motion second. I have read and reviewed your brief and the prosecutor's brief. And, you know, it sounds like, and first of all, my standard here is abuse of discretion, right, Mr. Simpkins?
Correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Simpkins says
Okay.
an ill-fitting
And
suit, by the way.
it sounds like your argument is essentially that there wasn't strangulation by the statutory definition of making her unable
human words are,
to
hanging out
breathe
under the
and
No, he's
have her normal circulation.
somebody's
It
just
sounds like the
testifying away
closest
at that court.
she got to that was a testimony that she gagged as a result of
what?
contact
On
with
it?
her neck.
Really?
But you're saying that's not enough.
Her neck was being compressed.
Well, Your Honor, I think, and I attached the
cheating,
entire transcript for the court and the prosecutor.
Charlie?
But I think there was a lot of confusion in the district court or by the district court and in the testimony in general regarding when these different events happen. So essentially, he's been charged with the assault by strangulation for which we are here today. But the victim witness in this case testified about two different incidents. And it was the other incident that she described where she had trouble breathing, not the incident that occurred for this particular case. And that is why we filed this motion, Your Honor. The events that she described for this particular case appear to be nothing more than an assault and battery.
Nothing more. No big
Okay.
deal. Your
And
Honor.
you know, it
Your
was a little,
Honor.
I mean, this particular case, or this
Different choking.
particular incident that we're
Completely
referring
different.
to, I take it as the one where she's pushed up
No big
against
deal.
a brick wall or something like that.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, now it sounded to me like she did testify that there was at least some contact with her in the neck area during that confrontation.
Well,
So many
the transcript speaks for itself, Judge. But I think, I guess what we were trying to do here is, our position is that the district court judge might have confused the two different incidents that were testified to when making the decision to bind the case over. And, you know, if there was contact with the neck in this particular incident, it wasn't enough to amount to strangulation, in our opinion.
Okay, all right.
It was a gentle
I think
squeeze,
I understand,
Your Honor.
your
Far from a
argument
choke.
there. Let me go to Mr. Lockman.
Your Honor, I'm going to rely on the brief provided by the court.
Gay
to the court
dude,
for-
Roseanne,
for
the
stuff.
boss.
Okay, and I did
His
review
name,
that
'cause this
briefing, and
guy's
essentially
voice is like
it takes the
Richard
position
Mall.
that,
Is that who we're
district court
talking
did not
about?
err
I'm pretty sure it's
in
what came to my
finding
mind.
this matter over on the felony charge because there was at least some evidence of contact that
No.
was
Oh, that's
sufficient to interfere with, well, by the statutory definition of strangulation here, strangulation or suffocation means intentionally impeding normal circulation of the blood or breathing by applying pressure on the throat
Martin
or
Mull.
neck or by
Martin
blocking the
Mull.
nose or mouth. Well, there's no allegation here that the nose or mouth
Had
was
Mall,
blocked.
right?
However, there was testimony by the victim that she was contacted in the neck area, and at least by my read of the testimony, that it caused her at least at one point in this confrontation to gag. Now, certainly there's a bunch of other confusing testimony in there where at one time she says 5 minutes and another time she says 30 seconds. But I
Gagging
also
for
looked
5
at the
minutes is
testimony
terrible.
of the police officer who testified that
I would
he
throw up.
witnessed marks on the victim's neck area, you know, which would be consistent with contact to her neck area. Now, you know, a gag is not a very lengthy or in itself a life-threatening, you know, change in your normal circulation of breathing, but nonetheless, it is a change in the circulation of breathing. And of course, you know, the impact on the victim of a strangulation is often the fright and terror of that occurs
Leon
much
was
more
his
so
name.
than the actual interruption of air to your brain and eventual unconsciousness and death, which unquestionably did not occur here. Though I did note that she did say, you know, at some point, I think her testimony was, I don't want to die during this. So she obviously grasped, at least at the time of the
True
conflict,
words were
that
never
there was
spoken.
some gravity to the physical altercation that she was having with the defendant. And I think that Judge Schaefer, as the determiner of the facts and able to see both people in the first person here, is able to reach an accurate conclusion about what actually happened and whether or not it would support the bind over the felony charge. And of course, that's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt that it occurred, but rather a different standard, that is simply that more likely than not, or reasonable cause exists to bind, the probable cause exists to bind the case over on all those elements to the circuit court. And I'm very hesitant to second guess the district judge who had the opportunity to observe the victim's testimony itself, her body language and expressions, and very clearly was observing that because, as the prosecutor noted in its brief, she made some comments that, that there was still some kind of ongoing relationship here, as there sometimes is in these cases. And that would lead me to believe that perhaps the victim, is of, as they say, sometimes has mixed feelings about this. Obviously, she recalls the assault and that she got hurt, but also probably, if still she has some feelings for the defendant, perhaps has the feeling that she doesn't want to go too hard on him for whatever reason. So given that, I think that there, is certainly a basis for the bind over, and I will deny the motion to quash the bind over at this time. Mr. Lockman, will you send me an order to that effect? Very good. All right, let's take up the bond motion. Now that, we know that the bind over is still on the same charge, I currently got a bond set at $5,000 cash surety. And you would like me to reduce that?
That is correct, Your Honor. I calculated that as of today, he's done 185 days in jail. Not that that factors in or should factor into his bond, but he has been in there for quite some time. As the court is aware from at least the exam testimony and the briefs that were submitted, if this is to be considered an assault by strangulation, it was extremely minor. I would characterize it that way.
He has downplayed
Mr.
that
Huff
so many
is,
times now, hasn't he?
I don't remember exactly how old he is, but you can see him on the screen.
Not a big
He's an older gentleman.
I
He
don't
does
know
have,
how old he is,
some
but you
medical
can see
issues
him
for
over
which he's
there.
not receiving
I
treatment
don't know
right
how old he is,
now.
but
I
check him out.
listed
What
the
you
name
think,
of his
Your Honor?
doctor in the bond motion.
You might be interested.
I
I
saw
think I've
Dr.
since-
Myers at Cherry Street.
Yep, I think I've since received something else from Metro Health,
World's worst
indicating that he sees another doctor. Looks like a
Dr.
doctor. I can't read it. It's in cursive handwriting. Dr. Bohr or Mar, something Bar maybe. Anyway, that's from Metro Health.
Dr. Babar.
So the reason I say all
Dr.
this, Your Honor,
Mantis.
he is homeless,
Mantis
Judge, or at least he
Toboggan.
was. I don't doubt that he will show up to his court cases. He's been made aware that he has to show up to his court cases regardless of whether, of what the bond is, whether it's a PR bond or a monetary bond, but he simply cannot afford $5,000. He calls me collect almost every single day, multiple times a day.
Yes.
He has a lot of questions for me,
Day
Your Honor. And
is a good day.
it certainly would be easier to help assist him in his defense if he's out. And that way we can communicate more frequently, as he does have a lot of questions. But more importantly, I don't think he's a
Can you not help
danger
yourself
to
from clicking
the
those links?
community if he's
You want
released.
some, Vincent?
Like I said, this was not a very
Dude, I
egregious
love when they come
situation in
in.
our
Water.
opinion here, Your Honor. And I
Wakes up
think
the
that a
chat.
$5,000 cash surety bond is a little bit too high for the facts and circumstances combined surrounding this case.
Say
Thank
that
you.
my cat was.
Okay, and I take it that there probably is a no contact order included in those bond terms if he were to post.
I would assume there is, Judge, and I would remind him of that there would be no contact with this victim, Joe Addy.
Okay, now you did notice parole status, and I'm just glancing through the rest of the file. I think I got the right file here.
Well, let's hope so, Your Honor.
Yeah, Mr. Huff. What's he on parole for?
Mr. Huff, can you answer that?
No,
Don't
that's
say
a green
strangling.
screen.
Yeah, I'm on a parole for first degree home invasion and a CSC for 17 years. I served in prison.
Okay, so that's 17 years ago. Now, I don't get as I look through here, usually I get a little summary
Home
of any
invasion.
priors. What is that? Any idea what that looks like?
No priors.
Okay, so I mean, we got this old CSC from 17 years ago, so 2005 range?
Yeah,
I
17
wish.
years old.
Okay, all right.
I would love that.
I wish.
Mr. Lockman, what's your position on bond?
Your Honor, he's charged with an assault GBH, which is the 10-year, but it's coupled with a mandatory minimum of 25 years. As a sub 4, when he chose to run his prelim, he at least
he's gonna do
lost
some
that
time.
offer to remove that. I don't know the case particularly factually, other than just reading the notes from the prosecutor who ran it, who indicated that she testified there have been multiple occasions where he's put her hands around her throat. And just looking at the potential penalty, the fact that he's on parole for assaultive behavior, and the fact that he's facing a mandatory minimum of 25
Going
years,
back and
while
forth now.
maybe the characterization, Mr. Simpkins, is correct that it's not the most egregious. He is looking at a 25-year sentence for
Mandatory
assaultive
time.
behavior, which is by a victim who, based on the notes, was minimizing, clearly indicated that this was not the first time Mr. Huff has done this.
Look here, man.
Okay, all right. Well, and certainly
That home
community
invasion
safety
17 years ago
is a
doesn't help.
factor, in setting bond, and thus I believe that bond is appropriate as set. They are serious charges. You are on parole, Mr. Huff, for other serious charges. I can't in good conscience lower the bond. I mean, honestly, a $5,000 cash surety is as low as I would ever go in a violent
Because of
assaultive
his
a
history.
case like this, even if the facts
No,
did
he's
turn
changed his
out,
mind now,
it
but-
wasn't quite as bad as maybe it sounded in the first place.
Okay.
I can't go any lower than a $5,000 cash and surety, so I'm going to keep that in place as the bond because Mr. Huff is homeless. Should he post bond, I would like him placed on an electronic tether prior to release.
Oh, he's going to
so we can keep
disappear.
track of him
He's going to get out and
before his next.
Oh
court
yeah,
hearing.
when you're up against something like that, yes.
and you're
Okay,
homeless.
thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. And
I have excuse me, I have a home address. It's 2984 Chicago Drive.
Okay.
where
Well,
does that homelessness
with my
come from?
girlfriend.
When I was released from after 17 years, I was. But
Oh, he did
I see,
17
but you-
years
now,
on the
is
home
that residence
invasion.
the same one where you
Yeah.
got in trouble at, or that the woman lives at?
Trouble. He's in big
no,
trouble.
that's Granville, Michigan, Wyoming area, Granville, 2984 Chicago Drive.
Sweet home.
All right. Well, given that, then I don't think the tether, as long as you've got a place to go to, right? If you do post bond, you certainly can go to your home address, and I won't put the tether requirement on. But I do have.
Just in case you were wondering, that's
it.
drive there.
I was wondering if I was wondering that 183 days is that my
you'll get credit.
180-day speedy trial constitutional right being violated by
Well,
going through.
If you want Mr. Simpkins to file a motion on speedy trial, you can go ahead and do so. I can tell you, you know, if you talk to other folks at the jail there, you'll find that unfortunately, because of the COVID crisis, we've been slow on a lot of cases. And of course, I'm not entirely sure of what factors went into the delay here, but I'd be happy to hear the motion if you think it's Mr. Simpkins agrees it's
He's in a hurry to go to
Well,
prison.
yeah, I was never even given a trial date in 6 months, 180 days. Never had a trial date. A date at
Guys,
all.
I do want to put one other thing on the record. Mr. Huff has asked me repeatedly to waive his right to a jury trial and ask for a bench trial. And I did sign a form on his behalf, waiving his right to a jury trial. I submitted that to the prosecutor's office. It was not Mr. Lockman. I forgot the exact assistant prosecutor.
This sounds like a really
They said
messy
that that individual assistant prosecutor said that she would think about it Hasn't gotten back to me. I've emailed a couple of different
The
times.
more and
asking
more I hear,
if they would
5,000
sign off
seems
on this,
fantastic.
and I have not received anything. So I wanted
Yeah,
this
know what
to
else
be on the
sounds
record
fantastic? That
for
right there.
everyone's knowledge, and to preserve this so that Mr. Huff knows that we have asked to waive a jury trial in this case, and perhaps Mr. Lockman can relay that
We
to
can do better.
whomever's case that is, so that we could have a bench trial. That is his wish.
I went better than
Mr.
just
Huff,
the
is that
10-year.
still your wish to have a bench trial and get this over with?
Right, we submitted it back in February, I think.
Click,
Yeah.
click, boom.
Any
is-
insight
that
on
is-
what happened with that, Mr. Lockman?
I don't know. Obviously, it's not my case. I'm in the process of messaging Ms. Wussman, who's the prosecutor on the case, to get a response back to Mr. Simpkins.
Okay, well, here's what I will do on the bench trial request is I will give the prosecutor's office 7 days from today to respond to. Is Ms. Wussman in next week, Mr. Lockman, as far as you know?
I believe she
Do
is.
your job.
Okay, 7 days to respond to that. If I don't get a response from the prosecutor's office within 7 days, I will assume that they're in agreement and I will schedule it as a
Good work.
bench trial.
Thank you.
I don't
And I
know.
would-
Just
I
never
would
know, might
lastly
need
like
it.
to say, I'm sorry, I would lastly like to say that Mr. Huff's request for a bench trial is against my advice as his court-appointed lawyer, but that is what he wants to do, so that is what I am doing for him, okay?
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Simpkins. Mr. Lockman, do you have something else?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I am messaging Ms. Wussman. I'll let her know. I don't know if
Like, I,
our right to.
What a
a
mess.
the
jury
guy
trial
might be a
wait for
POS.
us,
I don't
but,
know.
uh,
I kind of
I-
feel
I-
bad
I
for him.
don't-
I'm
I
not
don't
sure about that
think
either, Frank.
But I
I feel
do
bad
understand
for
the
him, though,
defense
'cause
request and we'll
things
make
are
sure
really
that
effed up
she
in this case.
responds to you within
Weird.
7 days and we'll be in your.
And they can't, I mean, they can't do anything. They can't get nothing right. My dude's been sitting in jail for 180 some days.
Yeah.
Obviously he can't make the 5,000 bond. If he could, he would already be out. He's not going anywhere.
I just want to jump over here for just a second. I want to show you her house. It's pretty spectacular.
Eventually, Miss Ross came outside and officers
Wow.
observed marks,
Yeah.
bruising, and scratches.
Is that
on
a
his body.
Chippendale back there, I
Ms.
believe?
Ross
That's
stated
beautiful.
She, was
She
in
makes
a
some
verbal
good
dispute
money.
with the defendant about a purse with money in it. She stated a tussle
smell it from here.
occurred. between
Do
both
you
of
want to hang
them,
out for a little
and
bit,
she
or you want
blacked
to
out and doesn't remember the details.
jump on
Um,
that? Stay
She
for,
advised
you want to make
defendant
it
jumped off
to the
back
2 hour
balcony
mark for the
with
first time in
police arrived
forever?
on
What do you want to
scene.
do?
Yeah, I need to take a
Opened
break,
the
but
house
I'll
with
leave this
basement.
to you for a
She
minute.
stated that she
Yeah,
didn't
do your
want to
thing.
press charges, and after that, she refused to cooperate any further. Your Honor, the state's bond recommendation is going to be a $3,000 surety bond, no further contact with Miss Ross, a stay away from the address, 111 Glen Ridge Point Parkway, apartment 2103, Sandy Springs, Georgia. Third-party transfer of their child or children, one-day anger awareness course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Your Honor, you've heard from pretrial as to the defendant's history.
I mean,
We also
listen, the
have
judge ain't
concerns
even
of
making
witness
that much. She's got to
intimidation
blur
in
everything out at her house.
being that she didn't want to,
Hey, old buck.
refused to cooperate, and didn't open the door until the defendant was able to leave. So we have concerns there. So based on that and the nature of his allegations, we are recommending the $3,000 surety bond. Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Mr. Okafor.
Who, Miss Kim Power
25
Stroke?
years, And I believe
Kidding.
right now they do not live together. And according to my client, Ms. Ross is no longer afraid of him. And, you know, they want to be raising the kids together, co-parenting. And I tried to reach Ms. Ross, but I could not contact. So I was hoping that she would be on the Zoom and testifying that she's not afraid of Mr. Okafor. And they have a child together, 2-month-old. And Mr.
That's
Okafor
good
has-
news.
I mean, he's been working on his own business. He's gonna start trucking business. He's been working on that for about 2 to 3 months. And he graduated from high school. And he has his mother and
It's true.
3 brothers and grandma here in Georgia. I don't think that he's a flight risk, and he is.
He hasn't made it to a corner
He
office yet,
witnesses
Tom has.
Who is not afraid of him, and we would like to request for signature bond as pretrial services also recommended. Thank you.
Right.
Next.
All right, I'm going to enter an order for a signature bond in the amount of $3,000 through pretrial. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. I'm going to order stay away from 111 to Glenwood Point Parkway, Sandy Springs, and no further contact with the victim, Ms. Ross. And third-party transfer if there's any visitation with the minor child or children. Anything else I need to take up?
Your Honor, are you going to add the AA course?
Oh, I'm sorry, in the one-day anger awareness course, yes.
God, that would be so funny if the
All right. anything
backdrop
else?
just messed up.
You can go there,
You
Your
just
Honor.
see exactly.
No,
It's just
thank
sitting
you.
in a restroom somewhere.
We can go back to position 3, Brown.
Okay. All right, Mr. White.
Judge, Mr. Brown is interested in the mental health program, so I'm not sure. I'm by no means an expert on that program, so I'm not sure exactly what the next steps are. I guess we can just continue as a normal first appearance hearing, but he would like to sign up for the mental health program.
Okay, Mr. Walker or Mr. Cheney, do you all know the process for that?
I do, Judge. Just my understanding that if he's expressing interest, one of the clinical staff has to go and conduct some type of assessment. And from there, they will get the final approval from the team. Not quite sure what the turnaround time is on that because I haven't participated in that program, but I do believe that is what the next step would be.
And so is there an order that I have to enter in order to refer him, or since it's voluntary, as Mr. White said, maybe not?
Not that I know of. I know that once they express interest, we let the people on our staff know, and I think PD White does the same because I think does Rachel do the mental health court? We both let our respective staffs know, and then they will coordinate moving forward.
Okay. All right. So just making sure. So with him, Mr. White, I did not.
You find it odd that
did you
they don't
present
even
it all?
question any
I
of
didn't,
that.
Judge. I wanted to speak with him about mental health.
Okay, I was getting ready to say, wait a minute, I don't think I've heard from you. So go ahead and present on Mr. Brown.
Like they just kind of jumped
Judge,
ahead.
I know
of
the
it.
state is asking for a $2,000 good bond, I believe is what they asked for.
Mhm.
We're asking that he be allowed to sign his own bond at this point. I understand it. That may not be what the court is willing to do, but this is only his fourth arrest. He did tell me that he does have a diagnosis that would be beneficial from the mental health court. He's willing to do that. He wants to get the help. We think in some regard that should be rewarded. We're asking that he be allowed to sign his own at this point. He is employed and has a decent job too, so we'd like him to be able to get out and get back to his job.
Where's he employed?
It's In Community is the name of, and I don't know anything more than the name of the company. It's called In Community, all one word.
I guess my concern in your request for a signature bond is him getting out and not getting the evaluation.
Yeah, that's
for
good. Did you know that, Jim?
The mental health, making sure.
And Judge, he can still participate in the program without being in jail. Most of the people involved in that program are not incarcerated. So he can go through an evaluation while being out of jail.
So you will make sure that he gets that information and goes ahead and voluntarily participates.
Mr. Bartels is our point person in mental health court, and he's the one that emailed me or forwarded me an email saying he was ineligible. So as soon as we're done with court today, I'm going to email him and let him know.
All right, I'm going to give a signature bond through the jail in the amount of $3,000. And I am going to put in my order that the defendant voluntarily be evaluated for MHC to make sure that that is in the bond conditions. Also, I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
No
I'm
fun.
going to order a stay away from 176 Peachtree Street, the Wine Cough Hotel,
Oh,
and no further contact with the victim there.
Your Honor, for the record, I don't know if I put the victim's name on the record. It's and I have to spell it. Its first name is Aalyase. Last name is Smith, common spelling.
Oh, come on.
Just
Try
wanna
to
make
say
sure
that,
have
you
that
wimp,
name.
Kirk. Come on.
All right, thank you very much for that.
That's right.
Anything else, Mr. White?
No, Judge, we have no issues with any of the provisions.
Okay. All right, that should conclude this case.
Thank you, Judge.
Uh-huh.
Position 5, Finley.
Hello, Walter.
Your Honor, I believe ASG he has somewhere to go at 3. It's 2:56.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Your Honor. I was just about to. Thank you, Ms. Mitchell. I was just.
Gotta make sure that we make that happen.
All right, I'll be back as soon as I can. I have 4 cases left, but they're all with Mr. White. Sorry
Oh,
about
good luck, Kirk.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Tell you what, we'll watch one or
Sorry,
two more of
Deputy,
these, and then
Mr. Cheney has a quick appointment and then he'll be right back.
Kirk
What
just
do you-
had to
which
leave
cases
for a
do you
minute,
have,
Mike. I'm
Mr.
so sorry.
Any
That's
case
all right.
between 8 and 14.
Things move a little slow over here, but it is interesting because every time they see somebody, they send somebody else in. So it's like a complete revolving door, and they just keep filling it back up.
I like that we're socially distancing in this courtroom still.
Oh, yes, we are properly. You can't catch it a sign away. You know that, right?
That's what I've heard.
Tell you what, I'm going to run out real quick, and then we'll wrap things up a little bit after that. You want to jump? Let's go ahead and let's jump over here and see what we got. This is just a little kind of slow there.
A little slow.
794FH. This hearing is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed on YouTube.
This guy's radio turned up.
And this matter comes before the court this afternoon on the probation department's motion to discharge probation early. So, Ms. Zelinski, you can lead us off.
Yes, Your Honor. Jenna Holinsky on behalf of probation. Defendant was
That's right,
placed on
Walter.
probation by this court on February 23rd, 2021 for a period of 2 years for the offense carrying concealed habitual second and controlled substance delivery, manufacture, habitual
Uh-oh.
second. He has
Uh-oh.
completed all programming, maintained employment as an assistant manager of Grand Coney, completed his 100 hours of community service, and he's paid in full on all fines and
Okay, very good. Thank you.
I recommend the defendant receive a successful early discharge from probation.
Very good. All right. And were there any victims in the matter?
There is not, Your Honor.
Very good. All right. Well, given that outstanding record on probation, clearly Mr. Quinn has decided to make the changes he needs to make to stay on the proverbial straight and narrow here. So I certainly am glad to grant an early discharge from probation at this time. What's your secret to success, Mr. Quinn?
Work more
True.
hours, stay home.
Nothing wrong with that. Putting a few more dollars
what I
in
do.
the old
Stay
bank
home.
account and right, keeps you out of trouble too. I certainly have heard a lot of people go that way. What's your what kind of work do you do?
I just got promoted to general manager. I'm a general manager at Grand Coney on Michigan downtown.
Probably get to meet a lot of police officers in that job. Hey, I see cruisers there all the
Every
time.
day.
Very good.
Every
Well,
day.
good on you, Mr. Quinn. You did a great job of completing the probation requirements. Glad to grant you that early discharge and congratulations on getting promoted at work. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
It's hard to tell. She's got a lot of
And Ms. Zelinski, you'll send me an order.
Yes, I will.
Very
Manager
good.
of the
Thank you.
OnlyFans, Your Honor.
Congratulations, Mr. Quinn, on the promotion.
Thank you.
Wow, she's a real firecracker. Congratulations, Mr. on your promotion.
All right, I'll get those into you. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Jenna.
Bye.
It's hard to keep it together. I will commend him on that. Excuse me. I feel like Creed. Ugh.
She's very nice.
She is very nice.
But there's not a lot of fire there.
No.
She's very mellow.
Even keeled. How about that?
She's the
I'm not-
anti-Denise.
Oh, Denise is even.
I was just trying to see if she's listening.
She must not be, because she certainly would have come back with a blistering response.
That's what I mean. It was a test.
Mr. Whaling, can you
What?
hear me? You
Yeah,
have to
I can hear you.
unmute, please.
Oh, Whaling. Sorry, wrong name. My fault.
Yes, I can.
Okay, great.
Mr. Whaling in a
People of the
safe?
state of Michigan versus Matthew Whaling, case number 20-07624FH. This hearing is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed on YouTube.
And this matter is before the court this afternoon on Mr. Whaling's motion to amend his order of probation. I'd ask the attorneys to place your appearances on the record. We can begin with Mr. Lockman.
Blair Lockman for the people, Your Honor.
And
Martin,
Mr.
Hey, Chad, how's it going?
Martin Mead for Mr. Walling, Your Honor.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. And Mr. Mead, this is your motion. And as I read
Denise
it,
is gonna come back and cut 'em
you're
off.
saying your client has been a model bonder and probationer to date and ought to get basically a blank check to travel anywhere in the United States. Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, pretty much. What it is Mr. Walling has been on, he started in August, it'll be 2 years ago that the offense happened. He's complied with everything in his
That is weird wherever
his
he's at.
bond release, when he did all that without spotless, no problems whatsoever. After he got sentenced in this court, he's already completed 480 hours of community service. He's paid all his fines. He's done everything. There's just nothing left in the
behind
terms
Mr.
of probation for him to complete
that
at all.
boarded up wall?
I
I
saw
mean,
the
what is-
proposal
Yeah, I don't
from his
know.
probation agent that he put in itineraries a week ahead of time and all this. And the nature of his business, he's got to be able to go. He can't plan a week ahead of time, and he can't certainly not know if he can go on a trip or not up until just the day before.
we
It
find out
just
what he
doesn't
does.
work. He represents a lot of companies, and if something goes, he's got to be able to go and take care of it. He is lawfully licensed, everything else. There's no reason in this day and age, we do everything like we're not sitting in a courtroom and we're all good. He's available by cell, by email, by anything. So if they wanted to do like a surprise drug test on him or something, they have the centers for that all across the country. We do driver's license hearings with clients in California, Texas, Florida, all over the place.
We found out
And it's
Matthew's
just
already somewhere
absolutely
else.
no issue and no different if they were
Yeah.
sitting with us in Grand Rapids.
Joke's on
So,
them.
with today's technology, I don't see where this is a big issue anymore. He certainly always ties her to the community. He's not going to run off to Florida and not
Look
come
at this
back.
nice-ass house
And
he's
if we really think about it, considering it's going to be 2 years in August, maybe that
Your Honor,
would
he
just be
owns
good
a,
time to just terminate him and be
house
done.
at the Villages. Have you ever
Thank
been there? It's a nice place.
Well, I don't normally
Florida coming up
grant an early
405 is
discharge.
Florida
I mean, I'll
Friday.
grant a
Or we
90-day
got it
early discharge, but not a halfway early discharge
Hour
to my
away.
OWI thirds. I like to keep a little longer visibility on them because of the risk to the community. Mr. Mead, do you know on the underlying charge, was Mr. Walling at work when he picked that up or traveling to and from work, or was that a after hours thing?
Yeah, he was coming from tennis.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I think you had explained that to me
What was he playing?
previously. Okay.
Tennis.
All right. Mr. Lockman, does the
You know,
prosecutor's
with the
office
balls.
have a position on the requested amendment?
Yeah, he took that
No,
was
no,
cool.
no.
Tennis ball.
Okay,
balls.
well, given Mr. Walling's excellent conduct on bond and probation to date, I think he's earned the right to travel, and I certainly understand the business need at times and at all times to be able to give some certainty to your clients that you're actually going to show up rather than, gee, I will show up as long as my probation officer says yes. That probably wouldn't be a good front-facing look to put out towards the clients. So as long as Mr. Walling does remain violation-free, he may travel wherever he needs to in the United States for his business,
And Puerto Rico.
provided that if he is called upon to do a substance abuse testing and is out of town, that he makes a provision for and pays for that substance abuse testing himself at an acceptable facility.
Well, it's a win for him, huh?
Okay, thank you very
Big
much.
win.
I'll draft an order, Your Honor.
Very
Easy enough.
Well, did anybody understand what Scott the engineer had done? I mean, I didn't.
I think they say an OWI third.
uh,
Possibly. Anyways, street outreach court in Detroit. We're not going to join it. Just something different, though. I hadn't seen, but we'll wrap it up here. We got a little bit less than an hour. We'll be back again. We got a Chase Today, Florida Friday edition, presented by Larry.
Larry, everybody.
Larry. Thank you. Kind of a weird day in court today. Missing again, anti-harassment court 2 weeks in a row, but we did have a pretty good harassment case on Monday.
This is
good
true.
run this week. Had a good run this weekend.
And we met our good friend, Mr. Bell. How can we ever forget
That's
Mr.
right.
Bell?
That's right. Guys, we'll see you at 4:05.
That's about it. Yeah.
a wrap.
You guys, I appreciate everybody being here. If you would, please like this video before you leave the room.
Please.
If you're watching in the future, please think about slapping a like on it and subscribing. That's about it. We'll see you in a little bit. Until next time, please remember.
Court is adjourned.
Adjournment.